morning. I'm Gazaria, your host of Svhc podcast, and today I have the privilege to interview Ms. Clark Franklin for Women Empowerment Month. First question: what inspires you to become an educator and eventually a principal?
My role model in this field is my mother. My mother was a special education teacher, and then later became a principal, and then moved on to be a director of uh, grants in Title I. She's also was a special education supervisor. So watching her uh, dedicate her life and pour into children uh, helped me decide that that's one of the things that I wanted to do. So I started off my career, I was a self-contained teacher for students with emotional impairments. And then after that, I was a school counselor. And then from there, I became an assistant principal and now a principal. Just seeing the Black women in my life that were educators inspired me to give as well.
The second question: can you share a challenge you faced as a woman in leadership and how you overcame it?
So one challenge that I have in this role as being a Black woman is a lot of time I walk in the room is mostly predominantly white males. So when I go to the Oakland County principals meeting or the Oakland County Athletic Association meeting, I'm one of few. So that's a challenge but that's the pulse in the society that we're living in is the white male dominance. And I'm not sure if I've overcome it, but I don't let it stop me because one, I'm a child of God. Two, I know that part of my life journey is to give to children. And so the things I do and the decisions I make, when I know they are rooted in what's best for children, I got God on my side. So it don't matter what white male think I can or cannot do. That's about these children.
Amen. How do you promote gender equality and empowerment with our school community?
Well, just by treating every student as a person. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Making sure every student has the same opportunity to whatever we offer. If it's playing a sport, if it's participating in a program, or attending a field trip, it doesn't matter your gender or how you identify. Just making sure that everyone has access to the same things.
Fourth question: what advice would you give to young women aspiring to take on leadership roles?
Be true to yourself. Know so there's truth, and some research says that as women, we'll look at a job description and say, oh, I can't do that, or I haven't done that. Where men are taught, oh, I can learn to do that and I can do that. So don't stop yourself because you feel you don't have the skill set to do something. Learn it and spend each day learning and getting better. The best thing any person, particularly my young Black females, can do for themselves is one, love on yourself, take care of your mental health, and spend every day doing something to better yourself. Reading a book, learning a skill, giving back. You always want to do things to better yourself, and then you will definitely be an asset to your community.
Question 5: how do you think schools can better support female students in their goals?
Pursuing their goals. One, helping young ladies understand what a goal is and how to create a plan to obtain that goal. One thing that I'm trying to do is expose young ladies to careers they may not be aware of. We will be having a career fair next month, and my goal is to bring careers before you that you don't get a chance to see every day. So you may see a particular specialty that you've never heard of. So my exposing you to these different careers hopefully will inspire you to do something that maybe no one else in your family has done because they didn't know it was out there either. Another thing is just my leadership style is to listen. So I try very hard to always have an open door. Any student comes in, want to talk, and most young ladies I talk to, I try to teach them about loving on self. One thing that I talk to young ladies and I give young ladies is journals. I want young ladies to learn how to journal, and it's about identifying those emotions and feelings, and then later being able to attach what was going on in your life at that time that made you feel that way. So as you grow and learn, and you feel this feeling again, oh, I must be dealing with some boy issues because I'm feeling this way, or oh, I'm not doing well in school because I'm feeling this way. It helps you by journaling. It helps you identify your feelings, and it also helps you identify your triggers, so that you learn to either build skills to deal with them or learn to cope and kind of avoid what those triggers are.
Question 6. Can you share a role model or mentor who influenced your leadership journey?
Um, there's quite a few, but like I started off saying, my mother, she was and is my first role model. In addition to that, I'm originally from Benton Harbor, Michigan, and I'm a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And as a kid, I would probably say 90% of my teachers were AKAs. And I just liked the way they conducted themselves. To me, they were always ladylike and held a high standard. And so I wanted to incorporate that, as well as my mother instilled that. But then as I have got into my career, I definitely admire and seek advice from a young lady named Berdina Johnson, who was once the principal here at Pontiac High School years ago. She's a definite confidant, and I admire her leadership style. Who else do I admire? There's a young lady named Billy Fair, who used to work in the district, and I appreciate her leadership style as well. So I try to model myself after some of the things that they do.
Question 7. What programs can we put in place to empower our female students?
What can we put in place? So Black Girls Rock is one program that we've had in the building previously. And they weren't here this year, but definitely would like to get them back. And that kind of teaches young ladies about self-esteem and loving on self. Would really like to be able to have Pretty Brown Girls have a presence in our building, as well as the junior sorority organizations. AKAs have a group called Alpha Teens. Delta Sigma Theta has a junior group, and I think Sigma Gamma Rose have a junior group as well. So I will be spending the summer reaching out to sororities and fraternities, trying to get them to come into the buildings to work with some of our students. That your potential and capability is endless. Whatever you think you can do, as long as you are willing to work for it and not give up, you can accomplish it. Very few people accomplish what they set out to do on the first try. So we all have to fail. And the big thing about that is getting back up. Set your goals to say, okay, I want to be a pediatrician. So what does that entail? Then, you got to complete high school. And you can't just be mediocre or average. You got to be at the top. And then you got to go to college. And then you have to go to med school. And then within those things, what does it take to get that high school diploma? Then what does it take to get to college and to get that degree? Learning how to set a goal and then writing a plan to obtain that goal. Anything is possible. All you have to do is dream it and be willing to work towards it. Just by giving students a voice. Like I said, I think one of my superpowers is listening, and just having some conversation with students about what they need. For this to be your school, for you to feel like this is your home, what is it that you need? Are you getting what you need from Pontiac High School? What do we need to do differently? How can we better serve you? So it's really about a conversation with the students and creating a space and a place for that to happen. And it will happen. I just had a conversation with my boss on Tuesday, and I sent something to HR about wanting to we're going to do some parent circles, but I want to do some student circles and get students feedback on the school as well as myself and the admin team as well as the teachers. I want some feedback from the students, but I just have to go through the process to make sure that we are legally doing it and not offending anyone or breaking any rules.
Okay.